Hello everyone, DeckTrolls here. So today I have for you guys my Dark Magician deck. Yeah, let's get into this. You've got 3 Dark Magician. You've got 3 Magician of Dark Illusion. This card's name becomes Dark Magician while it is on the field. You can only use each of these effects of Magician of Dark Illusion once per turn. During your opponent's turn, you can activate a spell or trap card or effect, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can activate a spell or trap card or effect while this card is face up on the field, except during the damage step. You can target one Dark Magician monster in your graveyard and special summon it. This effect can only be used once per turn, while this card is face up on the field. My bad. Got 2 Apprentice Illusion Magician. You can special summon this card from your hand by discarding one card. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Dark Magician monster from your deck to your hand. During damage calculation, if your other Dark Spellcaster type monster battles an opponent's monster, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard. That monster you control gains 2000 attack and defense for that damage calculation only. We got 1 Palladium Oracle Mahad. When you draw this card, you can reveal this card and special summon it from your hand. If this card battles a dark monster, its attack is doubled during the damage calculation only. If this card is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can special summon one Dark Magician from your hand, deck, or graveyard. We got 1 Dark Magician of Chaos. During the end phase, if this card was normal or special summoned this turn, you can target one spell card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of Dark Magician of Chaos once per turn. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle after damage calculation, banish the opponent's monster. If this face-up card would leave the field, banish it instead. We got 3 Magician's Rod. When this card is normal summon, you can add one spell or trap card from your deck to your hand that specifically lists the card Dark Magician in its text. During your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell or trap card or effect while this card is in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can tribute one spellcaster type monster, add this card to your hand. You can only use each effect of Magician's Rod once per turn. You got 1 Magician's Robe. During your opponent's turn, you can discard one spell or trap card, special summon one Dark Magician from your deck. This effect is a quick effect. During your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell or trap card or effect while this card is in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use each effect of Magician's Robe once per turn. Lastly, for the monsters, you got 2 Elemental Hero Prisma. Once per turn, you can reveal one fusion monster from your extra deck, then send one of the fusion material monsters listed on that card from your main deck to the graveyard. This card's name becomes the sent monster's name until the end phase. We got 2 Timaeus. This card's also treated as the legendary Dragon of Timaeus. Target one Dark Magician monster you control, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck that lists the monster on the field as a fusion material. Using it as a fusion material, you can only activate one Eye of Timaeus per turn. We got 2 Dark Magic Expand. Apply these effects in sequence based on the number of Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl on the field and in the graveyard. One or more one Dark Spellcaster type monster on the field gains 1000 attack until the end of this turn. 2 or more. This turn, your opponent cannot activate card or card effects in response to your spell or trap card activation. Also, spell or trap cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. 3 or more dark spellcaster type monsters you currently control are not affected by your opponent's card effects until the end of this turn. We got 2 Dark Magic Inheritance. Banish 2 spell cards from your graveyard and add 1 spell or trap card from your deck to your hand that specifically lists the card Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl in its text except Dark Magic Inheritance. You can only activate 1 Dark Magic Inheritance per turn. We got 1 Illusion Magic. Tribute 1 spellcaster type monster. Add up to 2 copies of Dark Magician from your deck to your hand or graveyard to your hand. Or graveyard to your hand. You can only activate 1 Illusion Magic per turn. You got 2 Dark Magic Attack. If you control a Dark Magician, destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. 1 Magicalized Fusion. Fusion summon 1 spellcaster fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your side of the field or graveyard. You can only activate 1 Magicalized Fusion per turn. 1 Reinforcement of the Army. Add 1 level 4 or lower warrior type monster from your deck to your hand. 1 Monster Reborn. Target 1 monster in either player's graveyard and special summon it. 1 Packet Swap. Target 1 face-up non-link monster you control and 1 link monster your opponent controls. Switch control of those monsters. You can only activate 1 Packet Swap per turn. Lastly for the spells, we got 2 Pot of Duality. Excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 of them to your hand. Also, after that, shuffle the rest back into your deck. You can only activate 1 Pot of Duality per turn, and you cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. Now for the traps, we got 3 Eternal Soul. Every Dark Magician in your monster zone is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. If this face-up card leaves the field, destroy all monsters you control. You can only use the following effects of Eternal Soul once per turn. You can activate 1 of these effects. Special summon 1 Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard. Add 1 Dark Magic Attack or 1,000 Knives from your deck to your hand. We got 1 Magician Navigation. Special summon 1 Dark Magician monster from your hand. Dark Magician from your hand. Not Dark Magician monster. Then special summon 1 level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster type monster from your deck. If you control Dark Magician, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 face-up spell or trap card your opponent controls. It has its effects negated until the end of this turn. We got 2 Dark Renewal. When your opponent normal or special summons a monster, target 1 of those monsters and 1 spellcaster type monster you control, send both to the graveyard. Then you can special summon 1 dark spellcaster type monster from your deck or graveyard. We got 2 Black Illusion. Until the end of this turn, all dark spellcaster type monsters with 2,000 or more attack you currently control cannot be destroyed by battle. Their effects are negated. Also, they are unaffected by opponent's card effects. Lastly, for the main deck, you got 1 Dimension Guardian. Activate this card by targeting 1 face-up attack position monster you control. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. If the targeted monster leaves the field, destroy this card. Alright, now for the extra deck, we've got 2 Amulet Dragon. Requires 1 Dark Magician, 1 Dragon type monster. Must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials or with the Eye of Timaeus, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. If this card is special summoned, target any number of spell cards in any graveyard, minimum 1. Banish those cards, and if you do, this card gains 100 attack for each of those banished cards by this effect. If this card is destroyed, you can target one spellcaster type monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. You've got one Dark Paladin. Requires one Dark Magician and one Buster Blader. Must be fusion summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. During either player's turn, when a spell card is activated, you can discard one card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. This card must be face up on the field to activate and resolve this effect. This card gains 500 attack for each dragon monster on the field or in either player's graveyard. We got one Quintant Magician. Requires 5 spellcaster type monsters. Must be fusion summoned. If this card is fusion summoned using 5 spellcaster type monsters with different names, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. This face-up card on the field cannot be tributed nor used as fusion material. Also, it cannot be destroyed by card effects. We got one Ebon High Magician. Requires 2 level 7 spellcaster type monsters. While this card has Exceed materials, you can activate a quick play spell card or trap card from your hand during the opponent's turn by detaching one material from this card and at activation. If this Exceed summon card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if this Exceed summon card you control is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one dark spellcaster type monster from your hand or deck, then you can destroy one card on the field. You've got two Ebon Illusion Magician. Requires 2 level 7 monsters. You can also Exceed summon this card by using a rank 6 spellcaster type Exceed monster you control as Exceed material. Exceed materials attached to that monster also become Exceed materials attached to this monster. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, special summon one spellcaster type normal monster from your hand or deck. When a spellcaster type normal monster declares an attack, you can target one card your opponent controls and banish it. You can only use the effect of Ebon Illusion Magician once per turn. And lastly, you got one number 11 Big Eye. Requires 2 level 7 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, then target one monster your opponent controls. Take control of that monster. This card cannot attack the turn this effect is activated. Alright guys, that is my Dark Magician deck, so tell me what you think. What did you like? What did you dislike? What would you do to improve it? Remember, I have 100 plus budget-friendly decks. It's going to be a lot of fun content coming your way, so please make sure to like and subscribe. And most importantly, have fun!